Yes. Yes. All right. Welcome. For those who don't know me, I'm Yosef, the president and founder of the IPL. This is IPL Press Pass. So welcome. So this is a passion project of mine. Let me get this out of here. This has been a passion project of mine and for the league for quite a while, and we're making it happen here. I'm really excited about it. It's an exciting weekend in general. This is the 8th annual IPL Southwest Grand Prix here in Phoenix, Arizona. We've got an amazing pro lineup. We've got pros in several divisions. Several of them are going to be here talking to us today. So that's exciting. Thank you to our pros for joining us and doing this. So we're doing these new press conferences before the shows, the night before the show, which is now. And then we're doing it again post-show to celebrate with another press conference. So I'm really excited about this. Kind of was thinking about what I was going to say here, but instead of kind of doing a rambling marketing thing for the IPL, I just want to introduce you guys to the league. If you don't know us, introduce you guys to Press Pass. We're always trying to do really creative and fun things. If you guys haven't checked out the IPL, check us out. It's super fun here. We're always doing creative stuff, and this is one example of that. I don't really personally go live. I don't think I've ever gone live personally, but I think I want to be more visible to the public and get on these things. So I thought it was appropriate for me to kick it off, but we're gonna get into the pros here. Thank you guys again. I'm Yosef, president of the IPL. The Grand Prix is tomorrow. I'm excited. So let's do it. IPL Press Pass. Thank you. All right, first up, the proper introduction. This is IPL Pro Rob Meindl. He's a one-time IPL Pro Masters athletic champion. He's the Athletic Magazine cover guy. He's here to try to take another pro title. This is Mr. Rob Meindl.
YouTube. I don't really do social media either,
like
so
like
here you go, man.
Me either. It's both of our first times, so we gotta do it, man. We gotta give the people some excitement.
Be gentle. Be gentle.
We have Mark Monaco, my co-host, here today. Mark is a 5-time IPL Pro champion, head judge, Athletic Magazine cover guy. Mark the Champ Monaco. He's going to be doing some interview questions with me. You want to kick it off, Mark?
Sure. Thanks, Ben. Rob, how you doing?
Good, Mark. Thanks for.
All right, a couple of questions for you. In the past, you've spoken about looking up to Johnny Kuloje when you saw him compete. You said it inspired you to get into top shape and get into the sport. So can you kind of elaborate on that?
So actually, believe it or not, it's 5 years ago today, or this month, August of 2018, I decided that I needed to lose weight. I was 210 pounds 5 years ago. And I was working with a young lady. Her name was Ellie. She ran a nutrition shop down in Tucson. Ellie is now, I believe, lives in Washington. Anyway, she encouraged me to come up and watch a show. And I was over 40 at the time. I was 48. And I go up to watch the show, and it's my first time. And John walks out on stage. And she's like, you just come up, watch, tell me what you think, and then let's sign you up to see if you want to compete. John walks out stage for the first time. I got up and I walked out. I was like, nope, ain't going to happen. I can't compete against this guy. Like, this is a Masters competitor as an all-natural. And Ellie's plan was for me to compete in May of 2019. So from August of 2000, so I basically have from August of 2018 to May of 2019 to lose a bunch of weight, put on muscle, do all the things that you needed to do, having never done this before. You know, I was a competitor, high school, military career. I did all those things. So when I decided to compete, I competed, and as a novice, didn't do particularly well. But, seeing John, I decided, I can do this. So when I came back to actually compete again in 2021, I was actually amped because Ben had changed the league rules in that you could earn your pro card the same day, win your pro card the same day that you're a novice. So I got an opportunity to actually compete against you and John, which was huge for me, which was like, I thought was great, you know? And like I said, John is Mark, you and John, both great guys, great people. I've not met a single person in the IPL that isn't a pleasant person to be around, talk to, encouraging, all the great stuff. And, John was one of them. So, even today when I saw him come in, I'm like, hey man, you talked me into coming back on stage, just to kind of give him a hard time. But, John's a great guy too. So.
Awesome. That's good stuff. All right. It's been a couple of years since we've seen you on stage. So I've had the privilege of judging alongside you for the past few Phoenix shows. So what does it mean for you to get back on stage after judging for a couple of years?
It means a lot, actually. So like I mentioned before, I just had a hip replacement May of 2022. So after we judged the show in April, a month later, I had a hip replacement. So trying to figure out if I could even do this again, to be on stage now, tomorrow, and have come this far since a hip replacement. I owe a lot of thanks to a lot of people for that reason. And it means the world to me to be able to come back up on stage again. And honestly, do I think I'm as good a shape as I was before? Probably not. But from where I came from a year ago after a hip replacement till now is night and day. And I mean, I could go on and thank a billion people, starting with Ben, starting with you, Tavish Seal, who's my coach, my girlfriend, Sarah, who's actually up in our room right now. She's watching this, I hope, live. My family, my friends, everybody's just been so supportive. The gym I go to is place Be Strong down in Tucson. I think a great facility. Just everybody, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. So.
That's inspiring. Has anything changed in your training, nutrition, and your prep since your last show?
Yeah, a lot. I switched up coaches. So Tavish is coaching me this time, and he approached it from a much different mentality than my previous coach. And we really worked a lot on putting on size. So I'm actually coming in probably 10 pounds heavier than the last time I was on the stage. But I think I'm a little bit better conditioned, but I'm a little bit fuller, if all of that makes sense. So last time I walked on stage, I was 166. As of this morning, I was 166. So yeah, everything, a lot has changed. I changed environments. Going over to Be Strong Powerhouse gym down in Tucson. They are a gym that's more geared towards bodybuilders and people that compete. Rafe and Melissa, who run that gym, know all that. Rafe actually coached me on my posing this time around. So, which was great, having a guy who owns a gym that competes. His wife competes. I mean, like everything's just been different this time. So.
How are you feeling about the show tomorrow and the guys that you are matched up against?
I'm a little nervous.
Why?
Well, John's been, like I said, I look up to John. So looking up to John and getting to compete against him is a big deal. He's won the Masters Pro 4, 5, 6, 90 times. I don't even know. John's won it so many times, and he's won it in other divisions and other leagues that he's competed in too, which is pretty incredible. And then I just met Bob today, and I've seen Bob's physique, and I've seen him, compete in some of the magazines and things like that. So, it's a little intimidating. I've only been up there, one other time against some pros. So,
what do you think about the IPL, the whole concept of the Super Pro qualifier, where you could potentially have another pro joining the lineup, kind of like a wild card? What do you think about that whole concept? And does that excite you? Does it worry you?
A little bit of both, actually. It excites me because that's how I got to be a pro, right? The Super Pro qualifier allowed me to be a pro because I won the novice that day, earned enough points, and then became a pro, and then had the opportunity to compete against John and Mark. So I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's really great that you don't have to come back to another show later that year or something like that and put your body through those rigors again. And let's be honest, at 50, I'm gonna be 52 here in 3 months, 52 years old. Like takes a wear and tear. So to be able to do one show a year, is good for me. Had to do multiple would be rough. So I'm excited to see anybody that joins us up on that stage, because I did it. I think it's I think the super qualifier is awesome. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope they judge him. I hope he steps up there with us.
Awesome. I was going to ask for any shout outs or thank yous, but I think you covered all that.
Well, thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Rob Meindl, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, next up, we have Mr. Bob Wills, 4-time IPL Pro Masters Athletic Champion, 4 pro titles, this guy, returning to the stage, Mr. Bob Wills.
Yeah, you're doing great to be here. Actually, 2019 May was my first show, so
Nice.
we may have competed that day also.
All right, Bob. How you doing?
Very good. How you doing? Great to be here.
All right, just a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
It's been a couple of years since we last saw you in the IPL. What's inspired you to get back in the competition?
Actually, today is it wasn't even a wild fantasy in January. After my last show in 2021, actually had a couple of health issues. I had shortly after that show, I had a biopsy done for possible lymphoma, and luckily it was negative. But the worst thing was they told me I couldn't work out at all for 6 weeks, nothing. So going from 2.5-hour workouts to putting about 200 steps a day for 6 weeks was driving me absolutely crazy. Everyone's stir crazy. Once I recovered from that, I had a mysterious decrease in heart function. And for some reason, I couldn't work out. I basically, for the most part, I didn't work out all of 2022. Came into January, I hadn't hopped on the scale, but I did sneak a couple times. I was up just kind of where I was when I came in January. I was about over 19% body fat, and I checked the scale. Well, my official weight when I started to finally lose some weight was about 205. I stuck on the scale a couple times during the year. I may have saw like 210 and 215.
And what's your height?
5'9". It's not somebody. It's not going to be that heavy at that height for someone who had past heart conditions too. That's another part of my story. But came into January, just decided to do a challenge with my coach Sherry Ilizam, with my wife, and ended up dropping 5% body fat in about 4 months, come April, and was making great progress on my workouts. I did have a recovery from the heart function. They changed the medications around, but basically I had to start from ground zero. I was a fraction of a hair from needing a pacemaker put in. That's how close I was last year. Come 2023, dropped 5% body fat and just started seeing some of the IPL pictures and some of the Instagram photos and some of the Facebook photos. Starting to get the bug, but I was like still going, it's not going to happen. Finally made a commitment about 12 weeks out to do it, and basically have been nonstop gung-ho the whole way. Worked my tail off at the gym to get back in shape again. No selfies, no selfie sticks. If you do that, that's fine, but it was all focus during that time to get where I am today. And it's like I said, it's an absolute miracle that I'm even here. Like I was telling Ben earlier, it was probably in January, there was a better chance of seeing snow here than seeing me. But it's kind of really great. I'm really, really grateful to be here.
We're grateful to have you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
What were some of the, I guess, biggest challenges, especially considering some of the health situations and what you were dealing with? What were some of the biggest challenges throughout this prep?
The biggest challenge ultimately was actually just starting over my workouts. I didn't work out. I probably worked out maybe 4 or 5 months total in 2022. So I basically had to start from ground zero of my workouts. And so even like in the beginning of 2022, 2023, I was still um, building up my endurance, building up my strength, and trying to make progress. Once I got in the groove, was able to, um, with through diet and my workouts to get down to a place where I could show up today and be proud to show off my hard work.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So does sort of dealing with all these challenges take away from, I guess, the intensity of this amazing Pro Masters athletic lineup? I mean, on one end, I mean, you're grateful to be here, right? And we're
Yeah.
grateful to have you. On the other end, like it's game time.
Yeah.
It's go time. So like, how do you balance the two? Is it more just your focus is on just being here, or how much are you focused on doing damage on that pro stage?
Well, I'm really looking forward to doing showing off the hard work I did. And a few months ago, I would have said it was just about showing up, but I really wanted to do the best I can. Look at some great competitors. I'm also pretty inspired with John. Also, I saw him over the last couple of years also, and looking forward to competing against him and meeting Rob for the first time. And if we get somebody else that sneaks in from up above, also, great to have him aboard on that.
All right, so both you and your wife are competing tomorrow, and that you guys have competed together in the past. What's it like to train together for a common goal?
Actually, it makes it much easier. I actually can't picture doing this without her. I know she's done a couple of challenges where I wasn't participating, and it was really difficult trying to plan meals and plan things when you're trying to. Well, what are we gonna do for dinner on Saturday night? Well, she's on prep and I'm not. That's it's a whole different story. But we're both on prep. We can both be put our meals together. We can plan accordingly. And I'm really grateful to be able to do this with my wife because she inspires me to do this, and it just makes it so much easier to do it both together. We didn't do it this year, but we did have a neat little tradition. The Sunday before peak week, we basically apologized for the upcoming week because we knew it could be kind of hairy. So luckily we didn't need to do that, but this time, we did that almost every other show beforehand.
Finally, again, you already kind of mentioned some
Yeah.
folks, but in your camp and who helped get you here today, but any final kind of thank yous or shout outs to the people that helped you get here today and this weekend?
First of all, I'd like to thank once again. I'd like to thank my wife for doing this with me. I couldn't picture doing it without it. It makes it so much easier to be doing it with her, shooting for a common goal. Thank you to my daughter who came out from California, who will be at the show tomorrow, and one special shout out to some of our friends at Flex Gym in Woodland Hills who, through some teasing and some inspiration, allowed me to work hard. Um, a special shout out to Chris Waddy, who helped me out with some of my posing and some general motivation and just inspiration. And last, a special thanks to my coach, Sherry Ilizam, who was able to get this party started. If it wasn't her in the beginning, there's no way I would have even thought about doing this. Probably forgot somebody, but if anybody I forgot, shout out to you who's inspired me along the way. It's just too many to be thankful or to thank and be thankful for. I'm really, really honestly grateful to be here and looking forward to showing off what I've done this last 8 months.
You're an awesome dude.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, man, for being here. We appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you much.
Mr. Bob Wills.
Awesome.
Next up, we have IPL Pro Toma Salari, two-time IPL Pro Bikini champion, three-time magazine cover girl. She's the Real IPL reality star. She premiered that show, opened it up for us. So we're grateful for this young lady. Welcome, Toma.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toma.
Great. It was the beginning of the week was tough, but as closer we got to the end, to the peak week, it got so exciting.
Tell us where you're from. I meant to talk to you about this in the Real IPL reality show. I think you did maybe mention it, but tell us a little bit about where you're from.
So I grew up in Latvia, in a small country, but in a Russian family. So my prime language is Russian, and Latvian currently is part of Europe. So
When did you get to America?
by the airplane.
I said when.
When?
She
To-
swam.
No, some people do,
You're not
but
even here. The avatar.
2011 is when I moved. I started visiting. First time I came to America 2007, but I didn't speak any English. It was just a tourist. My sister, she's the one who came here first. She went as an exchange student. She went to Michigan first, that I never visited, but then she moved to Arizona. And then when I opened America to myself. I love it.
So what have you done differently, if anything, in preparation for this show?
This show, different. I try to not kill myself because I feel like all previous I would be so stressed out and try to not avoid any events that has food or temptations. This time I just decided to be more creative, to substitute stuff, be social more, not like before where I tried to not do anything because I'm prepping. So this time, sparkling water with lemon while everybody's drinking, and it was my social drink, and it's fine. Didn't do any different. So yeah, I tried to not miss on life.
I've been meaning to ask the pros this. It's a weird little question, but you have been featured on a couple of IPL contest posters over the years. We make those posters into the athlete badge that the coaches wear, the athletes wear. A lot of times you're on that thing.
Yes.
Do you ever realize that you're walking around backstage and everyone's got a picture of your face around their neck? Have you ever even thought about that?
I did actually, and the reason that each time I have to work harder. So every time I sign up for the show, I tell myself, well, you have to step it up. It's not gonna be like last time. You have to step up every time. So it just makes me to push myself more.
So you're kind of a veteran in this female pro group that you're competing with tomorrow. So you competed against for the IPL for several years. So what do you know about Maggie and Alex? Do you feel like you're the favorite to win the division?
So Alex was the last year who I competed with. She won the Bikini Open, and she jumped on the stage. No, was she?
She won Bikini Open and then got her pro card.
Yeah.
She made her pro debut against you.
Yeah, who else? Yeah. And I just saw her before she did all that. I saw her doing previous categories, and I really liked her. I thought her physique was great. I really loved the bikini. So, when you have a good, solid competitor, it feels good. It feels like motivating, and you feel good on the stage yourself. Maggie, I never been on the stage with her, but I judged her in a previous show where she competed. So I recognize her very well. I remember her dress. I remember how well she moved. So, yeah.
Speaking of that, Maggie, I don't think anyone would argue that in terms of, her whole package and physique is amazing, but in terms of posing and presentation, she's got something special going on.
She definitely sparked the stage when she walked in with her smile and how she was flowing on it.
So my question is, in your preparation, do you study the tapes? Are you looking at someone like Maggie and saying, man, I need to do whatever? Did you strategize on how to compete against her, specifically when it came to posing and presentation?
No, you compare yourself with you and whatever for yourself you feel comfortable with. So over the years, what I learned is you have to be yourself. You cannot be copying other ones because they do whatever they feeling. So you have to do the same. You have to do whatever you feeling. So by copying somebody, I mean, you can copy some moves if you feel like they're right for you, but you kind of have to make your own stuff.
What does it feel like being a 3-time magazine cover girl? You get those covers now 3 times. What does that feel like? What does that feel like?
It's, of course, I'm super proud and so happy, and feel like IPL really cares about you. So that's the reason I keep coming back, because the whole vibe here is caring vibe, and I mean, there's a whole list of why IPL is great, but they just recognize, and it's all in the memory. So I don't know. It's addicting. I keep coming back, and every time there's a cover, I feel like I have to beat it. So I have to be better than before. So I love it. Of course. I mean, who doesn't?
So you're recently featured on the Real IPL as the first featured athlete. What was that experience like for you?
Can you repeat the question?
So you were the first athlete on the Real IPL, the reality show.
Oh.
What was that like for you? What was that experience like for you?
It was really good. We had lots of fun, and we incorporated our friends and family. So my kids were a part of it. My friends too. It was very exciting. I was very impressed by Ben's talent. I didn't know he was so diverse in so many things. But yeah, I love it. After that, I kept watching every episode I watched while doing Stairmaster, because I think it's great. It's so exciting. I want to learn about. I think episodes should be about every contestant that got a pro card or competes a lot of times, because it's kind of like a magazine but visual. I love learning stories about other people and have a memory about myself too.
What do you think about the IPL Super Pro qualifier, this whole concept? Like you just mentioned, Alex won her pro card last year, and in that Super Pro qualifier, she got a chance to compete as a pro. So it's like you don't really know who might be, going against you in a pro class. So what do you think? I don't think you've ever benefited from it, like winning a pro.
Oh no, I did the first time.
Fitness Angels, right?
No, the first time I did. First my ever show in the Fitness Angel as well.
Yes.
But I think it's amazing. It's like, I feel this show is so organized that the timing is everything like this. You get in and out, and you know results. You have awards right away. And the fact that the girl doesn't have to wait another year or two to come back to compete as a pro, I think it's genius. I don't know who came up with it.
No comment. What, I guess finally, right, I'm asking all you guys this, but any shout outs, like people that are part of your camp that help get you here or help you every day, shout outs or thank yous?
Well, definitely thanks to my husband for physically and mentally and financially supporting me through this journey. I would not be able to do it without him. Definitely my kids that cooperated the whole way of training, because otherwise I would not be able to get in all those times at the gym and outside the gym. Chris from the village, shout out to him, because he was did my weights in anytime, even he was busy, not busy, he still did it. He was great. And I mean, I guess all my friends that believe in me and comment on my stuff and supporting me, so I'm really grateful.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Next up, we have Maggie McKeaver. She's two-time IPL Pro Bikini champion. She's the reigning Apex Pro Bikini champion, which technically means she's the #1 girl in bikini in the IPL, and she's recently the NATURALMAG Summer 2023 cover girl.
Hi.
Maggie,
Hello. I'm nervous.
I'm nervous. I call it nervous excitement.
Yeah, it's
Nervous excitement.
All right, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
I
Don't
try.
be nervous. It's exciting.
I'll try.
Nervous excitement.
It's my first time to be interviewed like this.
First question I have for you. So, how does it travel from California to Arizona? And what kind of impact does that have on your meal prep, your training, your water cut, things like that before competition day?
With my work, oh my God, I have to plan it like pretty much months ahead because I own my own business, and basically I'm a nail tech, and I just work on my own. So like with all my clients, if I don't work there, nobody's gonna do their services and stuff like that. So I have to basically make a deal with them or something like that. And sometimes it's hard, but I'm glad that they let me and support me to do it. And then with the traveling from California to here, oh my goodness, it's hard too because like I work sometimes 10 hours a day, like 5 days a week. And like with my meal prep and stuff like that, cooking, I had to do all of that. Like it's hard. Like it's a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work.
We'll talk about where you're from. It's always interesting. Where are you from? A little bit about kind of like where are you from? Your background.
I'm from the Philippines. Yes, proud to be Filipino. Yes, I'm
When you
from
came to America.
2012. My husband brought me here, actually. Marriage brought me here.
He came and got you, huh?
Yeah, he came and got me. Yes.
All right, have you done anything differently in your training since we last saw you on the stage in Apex back in November?
Yes, definitely. Actually, I hired a coach this time. Actually, it's a Body by O. I don't know if you guys know them. Because when I found out that I'm gonna be like competing against Toma and Alex, so I got like really nervous. So I'm just like, oh, I need to bring somebody else. But like so I train actually 7 days a week, so every day to prepare for this competition. And then I'm so glad too that my husband is always there to help me and coach me also for this preparation. And sometimes there's like I have to train like 5 hours in one day after 10 hours of work. So it's like basically I'm just like go to work, go to the gym, go to sleep, do it again the next day.
You mentioned in our recent NATURALMAG cover story interview that you kind of just answered this, but that you were a bit intimidated to compete against Alex and Toma. Even scared, you said, from quoting.
Yes.
So how are you feeling right now, the night before the show? Are you still nervous? Are you still scared?
Oh, definitely scared, still scared. Like Toma, oh my goodness. Like since actually when was that, last year, the first time I competed, I saw her on the thingy, like the badge that you gave us.
Right.
I'm just like, oh my goodness, this lady looks great. And then like actually after that, I look her up on Instagram, something like that. And then yeah, definitely, she's very intimidating. She looks.
So you are. So when you say that, but obviously you're at the top of the food chain in the IPL in terms of physique, in terms of posing and presentation. Like you're not a slouch, right? You're a top girl. So even as a top girl in this league, you don't have confidence. Like
I mean, I do have it, but not really, because I feel like, especially with the bikini, like you don't know, like like sometimes like, I don't know, like for me, I never felt like I'm the best. I know there's always somebody's the best, better than me.
Well, you've been the best quite a few times in the IPL.
Oh, thanks. But
I mean,
I know, but I know there's still somebody that could still get it from me. So that's why I try to train hard every time.
Speaking of that, the fact that we have the Super Pro qualifier where there could be a new pro joining that lineup in this show, we're definitely going to be crowning a new pro. We have enough athletes in Bikini Open
Hmm.
to have a new pro, and almost 100% of the time that new pro chooses to jump in. What do you think about that whole concept? And actually, you benefited from that
Yes,
too.
uh-huh.
On your first show,
Yeah.
actually, you won your pro card with evening down in Bikini, competed as a pro in both, and won both titles. So you
Mhm.
benefited from that. So I guess the answer is that you
I'm definitely
for
like,
it. But
yes.
What do you think about the fact that that's gonna go down maybe tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's a good concept because for me, like before I already planned it in my head, like once I saw that it's basically if you win pro, like that you can jump in. I thought to myself before, like even I'm not even sure that I'm gonna win that day, that I'm gonna jump in right away no matter what. So I like that concept. It gives like the other people to basically chance to
Right.
face the pros.
Does that scare you? Make you nervous, or you don't worry?
Of course, I'm scared. I'm scared all the time.
Maybe being scared for you is a good thing. 'Cause
I-
obviously, the work is working for you.
I think so. Because like when I'm nervous, I work harder.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
So you kind of talked about Toma and Alex and everything, but you never competed against either of these ladies before. So all three of you girls are cover girls for the IPL. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How exciting is it to compete against fellow cover girls, and how much does that motivate you for this show?
I'm very excited because I definitely, if I'm going to compete, I want to compete with the best. And I think they're the top girls, and I think they're the best. So I look up to them both. Actually, Toma is, she's my screensaver on my phone. Yes, she motivates me every day.
What is it like, speaking of the magazine, what is it like being a magazine cover girl? When that goes up, it definitely grabs attention, and people want to know who's this girl.
Hmm.
People start to look into it, and it kind of propels you out a bit, kind of in social media land and media. What is it like landing on one of those covers?
Oh my God, like it's definitely, I told to myself, like when I found out that you guys does like the magazine, I want to be one of those girls. And when you actually messaged me about that, like New Year, I think that's the first year of this year. I'm just like, oh my God, this freaking dream come true. Like I actually never thought actually it's gonna happen. I'm just saying, I just want to be in that magazine, but it's amazing.
That's awesome. So someone like Toma Salari is on her third cover. She's probably trying to get a fourth. I mean, she keeps rolling. I know maybe a one and done is cool too, but it's being a multi-time cover girl where you keep getting these accolades. Is that something you focus on, or you just like whatever happens happens?
I would love to have more magazine cover if it's possible in the future. But yeah, but whatever happens now.
Finally, I'm asking everyone for shout outs, just the people that are in your camp, obviously the hubby, you can shout them out again. Just people in your camp that sort of support you and that helped you get here and get to this weekend.
Thank you so much, especially for my husband. Like I can't do this without him. Like for all the support, financially and everything. And then for my family, even they're so far away. Like I thank them because they still, let me feel their support. And for my family right here, like my husband's family, my friends, my clients, for letting me like eat my food, like just stop my service and eat my food. And for thank you for Kim, who's my coach, for the help for this prepping, and then also for the Metroplex, the gym, my favorite gym actually. That's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
Finally, we have Alexandra Hackett, IPL Bikini Open Pro, Seam Magazine cover girl, hitting the pro stage for the second time in her IPL career tomorrow.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Alex.
Hi.
So you said you only had a 3-week prep the last time you competed for IPL.
Now that's deceiving a little bit because, like, let's be real. Like, I've been working out for what, 3 years now consistently, but actually, like, gung ho, I'm going in. Yeah, it was 3 weeks. I feel like even just this time around, I'm better procrastinating because then I grind. I have to, right? Like, the longer I have to prep or anything like that, the more I'm just gonna slack off and just be like, I'll get to it eventually. But when it's crunch time, then I perform better.
You did this show last year, 2022.
Correct.
We mentioned you quite a bit tonight already on this live.
Yes.
But you won that pro card in Bikini Open and Bikini Masters. In the Super Pro qualifier, you decided to jump in and make your pro debut in both of those classes. You won in Pro Masters, you won that title, and you placed second to Toma in Pro Open.
Correct.
What was that year like for you? What was that experience like? What this time last year?
It was amazing, honestly. Like, between the athletes, between the coaches, between everybody judging, like, the whole experience was just inviting and just making me want to do it again, which I thought, like, oh, I'll just, check mark it, done, and then move on. And I was like, no, I need to do this again. Like, it was so much fun being up on stage and just how different it is from other leagues that I've seen my friends and stuff do. So I thought it was pretty amazing to be able to just jump into the pros and, like, be able to compete against these amazing women that already look phenomenal, So that was just a huge accomplishment for me, as well as, like, it was 30, 40 minutes of me posing up there. I was like, yeah, it was intense. So I'm like, if I could do this, I could do any other show, like, without having to do that whole extensive amount of posing.
Here's a question. I don't know why we didn't ask everyone else this, but what do you think about IPL press pass?
Oh, this is different. This is kind of cool. I was hoping it was live stream. I'm like, oh, we'll have to eventually. It is? Okay, because I was like telling people.
I think we literally sent out the link and it was like the wrong link, but we resent it like halfway through Rob Meindl.
Well, now it's too late.
You're live.
It's still live.
We sent the wrong link out. We went live halfway through Rob's.
Okay, well, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's nice that people get to see us, the other side of us, right? Because they just, instead of just seeing us on stage, they just get to put a little personality to who we are and things like that. And just, for me as well, like, not knowing all of the competitors, being able to get to know them a little more is kind of nice.
Tomorrow we're going to have a new Bikini Pro, as we talked about. In the Super Pro qualifier scenario is going to be live. And again, I think every time we've asked a pro to jump in, especially in Bikini, they always take us up on it.
Yep.
We have an awesome Bikini Open class tomorrow, and it's likely that we're going to have probable that we're going to have a new pro jump in there and join you guys. Do you think about that? Is it better? Or is it intimidate you or just whatever?
No, it's pretty much like what Toma said. I need to beat myself, period. Like, my whole goal for this show is to look better than I did last year. And if I can accomplish that, then I've accomplished my goal. That's the bottom line. So, because everybody works hard, everybody's unique in what they do and how they pose and how they present themselves, etc. So it's a crapshoot of what the judges are looking for. So for me, it's like, as long as I get out there, I feel more comfortable, I feel confident in who I am and how I'm posing, all of that stuff, then that's a win for me.
What do you think about we like to do a lot of promoting. It's all about the athletes and sharing the athletes' journeys and the marketing and the media in a way that I think absolutely needs to happen. And I haven't seen it in the sport. So we do a lot of that,
right?
Including the promotion posters with you three on it. That's been posted now for months. Just trying to drum up excitement for this. When you see something like that, like, what does that make you? And I know you're doing this for you and try to be
right.
Better. That's really the way, but how much does that weigh in, seeing yourself up there with those girls and thinking about competing against them or strategizing against them? Like, what, or even just the fact that marketing exists? Like, what's your take on that?
I think it's pretty amazing. I think it's awesome to see myself next to these two incredible looking women and just seeing, like, I'm like at an elite level with them rather than, like, I don't know how to explain that exactly, but it's just an honor to be able to be placed in the same category as them and to be able to be a part of some marketing material for the league.
your training different at all this prep from the last one?
Yes. Because I have two really great competitors. So I upped my cardio. I loathe cardio. Like, legit would rather do anything in life than cardio. So I was like, all right, what can I do so that I actually do it? So for me, it was all intervals. So I did a lot of intervals, but I did it for.
At the highest, at the most.
I did 25 minutes of sprints. So like usually about a minute off, 45 seconds
How many
on,
times a week?
7 days a week. So, and then on top of that, I don't like moist heat. I did the sauna too. So I hate the sauna. And I'm like, I just got to push through because I got to look good up there, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, those two things are probably what changed. Otherwise, I've always done the same. I always focus the last few weeks on just mainly lower body and shoulders. That's it. Because my weak points are definitely my lower body and shoulders. So that's my main goal, 7 days a week. And then, yeah, the cardio I did add on every single day.
So you were so fired at that last show. Obviously, you
Mhm.
got 2 pro fights. You made your pro debut. You got a pro title out of it. You also landed on the cover of Scene magazine, and that's one of the most successful magazines. One of the most popular covers. I think your look, your skin tone, that orange dress, standards like you're on top of the world in that picture that captured of you. The
Yeah.
girls really like every girl that saw that thing that I talked to.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
What was it like? I guess landing on that cover, seeing that cover, and like what did that make you feel?
Again, huge accomplishment. I think obviously very proud of what I was able to do, and just the fact that I did land a cover for one of the magazines, and just hearing those that support me and that are part of my circle, just how proud they were. Even my kids were all about it. Like, they were telling all of their friends, and at first they're always like, what are you doing? Like, you're up in a bikini, like, strutting the stage. My kids are much older. So just hearing them still be very proud of me and what I've been able to accomplish was huge for me. I think that alone was telling me this is worth it.
And finally, I'm asking everyone, obviously it takes a lot to get here, and there's people in your camp and in your
Mhm.
corner, so give some shout outs to the people that kind of helped you get to this contest weekend.
Definitely my children. They are very patient. They're very active kids. So sometimes I didn't make those soccer games, those football games, those dance conventions, et cetera, that they got going on, and they're very understanding. They also are very encouraging. Like, did you get your workout in? Are you supposed to be eating that? Are you supposed to, you know what I mean? So did you get all your water in? So they're very on top of the things that I do. They know what I do, and they're very supportive. Also, my family, my friends, lots of them coming tomorrow. Gosh, it's it's gonna be a little different than last year. Um, Obviously, my trainer, Eric Northington, really helped me with lower body, and then my coach, Chris Eugenio, with My Way Fitness, he has coached me the last time too and helped me, get to tomorrow. So he'll be there for sure with me backstage. And obviously you guys, part of the league, you guys have always been encouraging to me and always very supportive and uplifting. So I appreciate all of you.
Awesome, thank you very much. We look
You're
forward to
welcome.
seeing what you bring and things we bring tomorrow. Thank you for
Yeah.
being a part of this.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, that concludes our first IPL press pass. We're going to be back tomorrow. Should I jump on? I don't even know how to stop this. How do you stop these lives? In stream, I'm going to press that. There you go.